gonna sound depressing, but you know me, I always have depressing predictions, and then when they come true, everybody's depressed.
This
Um,
is
Marvelous Friends. Marvelous Friends.
Welcome to the Marvelous Friends podcast.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Marvelous Friends podcast. This is another episode of comic book movie news, so stick around. We have some fun stuff to talk about. Come join the conversation. And cinemablend.com talked a little bit about Hugh Jackman and the role he's playing as Wolverine. And this is the headline on cinemablend.com. Wait, is Hugh Jackman playing multiple versions of Wolverine in Deadpool 3? And is one of them going to secretly be in love with Wade Wilson? And I'll just read a little bit of what this article says. It says, what could have possibly gotten Hugh Jackman to come back to the role of Wolverine after the dramatic showstopper that was Logan? Part of what sweetened the pot was more than likely getting to work with frenemy Ryan Reynolds, taking their show on the road for Deadpool 3, upcoming Marvel movie Mayhem. Another perk is we may have learned in a new interview with once and future X-Men hero is that we might actually get to see multiple versions of the man once known as James Howlett, which is Wolverine. And that article goes on to talk a little bit about what Hugh Jackman said and everything. So thoughts on this? We might see different versions of Wolverine and different variants. Any thoughts?
I think it depends on what the story is. I guess is Wade Wilson, is he self-aware of the multiverse, and is he traveling to the MCU timeline? And along the way, is he encountering Wolverine variants? I think the idea is interesting because I think Hugh Jackman's a good enough actor to play different versions of Wolverine. It's just I don't know how it's going to fit into the story. I guess that's my thought process.
Yeah, that's a good point, Rinaldi. I think to add on to that too is, I don't know, I'm just thinking a lot about Quantumania, and we kind of are gonna get that with Kang. And honestly, I think Hugh Jackman is a amazing actor, but Jonathan Majors kind of killed it. So the bar's super high. If you're gonna do variants of your character, I'm gonna expect a lot of greatness. And if it falls short due to whatever this happens with the storyline or some random variant that's just super duper silly and just nonsensical, like I'm not gonna be with it. But yeah, I don't know. In general, I don't know how I feel about Deadpool 3. I feel like, okay, fine, maybe go ahead and do it, perhaps. But so I think maybe I'm not even the right person to ask, but I don't feel particularly excited or anything about this news. But all right, I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with you guys. I think right off the bat, I'm not like the biggest Deadpool fan. But I will say it is getting kind of tiring having like one standout actor in a lot of these like phase 4 movies, like kind of carry the rest of the movie. So hopefully, like what Rinaldi said, like the story is good and hopefully even the writing is good as well. I think that will also help this, but I just don't feel any which way about it.
Yeah, I find it interesting what you said, Elise, how like there's been a lot of movies where it's either mediocre or just bad, from the writing to the CGI to the production and all that. But there's one standout, character. We said this with Thor: Love and Thunder, with Christian Bale. We're saying this with Quantumania, with Jonathan Majors, and like this seems to be a running theme through a lot of their projects. And I do see the concern of like, okay, if you have an actor who has the capability and range to play multiple variants of the same character, then he might steal the show. Especially for people who don't really care too much about Deadpool, like yourself, Fergie. And so I don't know. I saw this. I thought it was interesting. This idea that Hugh Jackman's going to be playing different variants of Wolverine. I feel like we might see the cartoon yellow suit, but as a variant, and that's it.
They gotta digitally alter Hugh Jackman to be 5'3" in that suit.
Yo, imagine.
That's the
Okay,
classic
and that's
look of Wolverine.
yeah. And you know what? I think that's going to be another variant. It's going to be a comic accurate Wolverine. I think that's what they might do. Is like that one of the variants is a comic accurate Wolverine. Another one is, this article says like he might be secretly in love with Wade Wilson. Which is like a little meta because Wade Wilson has this weird bromance with Hugh Jackman and Wolverine.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting, but I find it doubly interesting to see Hugh Jackman's range.
Yeah, I think too, last night we were talking about just how like Hugh Jackman before this MCU stuff is living his best life. And so for him to come back, they must have like not only offered him a lot of money, but hopefully the script is good enough that justifies him coming back for something like this.
Right.
Yeah.
I think he came back because he gets to work with Ryan Reynolds. And the money, obviously the money. He ain't doing none of this for free. But I think it's the money in Ryan Reynolds. I don't think it's a script.
Okay, so what I have is some Blade news, a Blade update. So this is old new news, but the real news about it is the date. So what we know is that Bassam Tariq was going to direct this, and then he said no due to things happening in the background that we don't really know for sure. We also knew that we goodness. We also know that or we've heard that Marshala Ali had issues with the script, and he was like, no, not having it. And so with that, we now have a current film start date. The shooting date has been released according to Screen Rant. It is May 1st of this year. Yes. So they will start May 1st. However, the release date, which was supposed to be I believe November of this year, will now be September 2024. So we're gonna have a whole lot of wait time. And something that was given to us as an update late last year was that the new director was going to be, let me get his name real quick, Jan Demange, who was one of the executive producers for Lovecraft Country. So my question to you all is, how do we feel now that, because we know that Marshala, I always struggle with times.
Me too.
Ali has fought, and he was just like, I'm not going to get behind certain things. And now we have the new producer here. So it looks like things are going well. And to know that this producer worked on Lovecraft Country, and we just saw Jonathan Majors like just knock it out of the park. What do we feel about Blade? Does this motivate you?
It does now. I was worried about the beginning of your news when you said that there have been shuffling around with directors and people leaving the project, because that's never good news when it comes to like this kind of movie. But to see this kind of producer jump in and that we have a start date for filming, I am a little excited. Again, I'm hoping that Deadpool 3 can show us some blood and some adult content, because that will be the hint to where they're going to go with Blade. But I think how do you say Marshala Ali. Forgive me. I'm going to get it right. And then just everybody working on this film. I'm hoping that this is one of those movies that will turn the tide for Marvel, because everything is bright and gooey and just disgusting and jokes.
Where is
right?
When is Deadpool 3 coming out? What's that release date?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah, that is a good. I would have to kind of quickly look,
because I know that's 2024, but I can't remember when in 20.
So
November. I think it's November. Yeah.
November.
Oh, they're both.
Okay. That's coming after Blade. Blade is actually going to be first.
Wow, that's going to be a busy month for Marvel. I think 2024 Marvel might be doing a lot.
They
Yeah.
are going to be doing a
Blade
lot.
is September though. Blade is September, and then Deadpool
Yeah,
plays
September
November.
5th, 2024 is Blade.
So I think it's I feel like this is gonna sound depressing, but you know me, I always have depressing predictions, and then when they come true, everybody's depressed. But I think this movie, I think Mahershala Ali is gonna kill it.
Hmm.
But I think this is gonna be a mid movie. Like I think they're just not gonna
Hmm.
they're gonna hold back with some of this
Yep.
horror stuff. I think the actor is gonna be incredible as Blade. I think Wesley Snipes is gonna come out and say, "Yo, this man is Blade." Like I think he's gonna come out like early previews, stuff like that, and kind of say that, and people are gonna get excited. They're gonna go into the movie. They're gonna say, "Yo, Mashallah Ali was incredible, but yo, this movie was super okay, and we didn't see no blood. Like they hid the
Yep.
blood. They
Wow.
hid the limbs getting cut off by Blade, and you're gonna have some of these critics go, Blade's a little bit violent, and I'm like, these are like dangerous, selfish, egotistical vampires. Like, come on, man. Really? We supposed to play patty cake with vampires that want to hurt innocent people? Like, come on, y'all. But you know how Marvel be.
No, they're supposed to fall in love with humans and sparkle.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, will they sparkle in the sun?
They might sparkle
They'll
in the
change
sun.
their ways and eat rats. They'll feed
Jeez.
off rats.
Ooh.
I bet you that's gonna
But
happen in the Blade movie.
I agree with you, Rinaldi, 100%. I think if Quantumania was any indication of that, is that their Marvel now is kind of in some trouble. They're leaning really heavily on just one amazing actor to kind of carry them through. I think also this week, when I'm looking for comic book movie news, there's just a lot of just chatter about how Marvel's kind of pushing things to next year, a few years from now. A lot of people aren't feeling as confident as they once did with Marvel. And so I think this is them kind of reacting, or at least his piece of news is kind of reacting to all of this kind of online chatter of, okay, what's Marvel up to now? Like they're not like phase 1, 2, and 3. They're doing something different.
Well, they're definitely listening to our advice because we were saying stop releasing all this content all at once.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
they at least listen to that part. But I don't think they're gonna listen to our, hey, if you have a character like Blade, be violent, or if you have a character like Kang, like actually have him kill people and they're bleeding on the ground, not puff into smoke. Speaking of getting our hopes up and being disappointed,
no.
so this has been something I've been working on behind the scenes for the past few months due to the chatter about Phase 4 and some people loving Phase 4 and other people feeling disappointed by Phase 4, and then there's people even in between those two opinions or camps. But anyway, you slice it. Phase 4 was divisive and led to a lot of debate. And I figured I decided to kind of commemorate this conversation with a tournament. The month is March. And in March, every year, college athletes, male and female, compete in the sport of basketball in a tournament called March Madness to see which university is the best basketball university in the country of the United States. So I thought I'd do a tournament with all the disappointments from Phase 4 that were talked about the most and split it into a tournament with two different brackets. So we have a Marvel Disney Plus TV bracket,
Oh wow.
and we have a Phase 4 film bracket. The winner of each bracket will compete in a Okie Doke Marvel Madness Championship to see which was the most disappointing Okie Doke of Phase 4. So we're gonna have more information on our website and social media accounts. So that way you can vote. You have the power to decide which story element or character or moment was the most disappointing in Phase 4. So I have some news which will kind of preview this exciting endeavor. It is related to the number one seed in our tournament. So this is a little sneak preview of the film bracket. So every Okie Doke is seeded 1 through 16, and they go head to head. So you're voting between two different ones in like a matchup. So here's the matchup. You guys ready for this? For the number 1 seed against the number 16 seed. So in the film division, we have number 1 seed Okie Doke is No Multiverse in Multiverse of Madness. So that is the number 1 seed.
Definitely number 1.
The number 16 seed, the lowest seed in this bracket, is Peter Pan. Okay, but where's Peter Parker? So we have
Yo. Okay, where's Peter Parker though?
So I wanted you guys to react to this matchup, just your thoughts on this matchup, real quick, and then I'll jump into my Multiverse of Madness news. So real quick, what are your just initial thoughts about this matchup?
The Okie Doke to Okie Doke them all. Like, I love it. It's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm excited. It looks like you've spent so much time on this, so I'm excited to see how we do.
Yeah. No, it looks like a lot of fun. But at the same time, it's like, wow, Kevin, you messed up this bad that we can make a whole tournament out of what you're doing. But this is we laugh at our pain.
I mean, me personally, I think the Multiverse of Madness one has definitely a chance to win it all, because especially over the Peter Parker thing, because not too many people were upset about it. I mean, some people were. I felt like he could have been more mature in No Way Home, but I feel like much more people were upset about the lack of multiverse that we got in the Multiverse of Madness. But it basically highlights how Kevin Feige mandated the director of Multiverse of Madness, Sam Raimi, to have the film be 2 hours. And that the sequence where America and Doctor Strange travel through the multiverse by accident to escape Wanda, that sequence was originally supposed to be longer, but Kevin Feige mandated that it be less than 2 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
Sam Raimi originally wanted it to be 6 to 7 minutes long, but
oh my gosh,
Kevin Feige told him to cut it down. So that's why it was so short in the movie.
Yeah, that's why I had pacing issues with that movie. Kevin Feige, Daddy Feige.
So anyway, here's my news. So Doctor Strange 3 is, according to reports or rumors, whichever word you want to use, it's going to be coming out before Avengers Kang Dynasty. And there's a theory that we're going to explore more of Sinister Strange's motivations from Multiverse of Madness, and how our sacred timeline, Doctor Strange, could transform into Sinister Strange, and that Kang would be the hero, and he would team up with Mordo, the sacred timeline Mordo, to try to kill sacred timeline Strange. So they would team up against Doctor Strange, and Charlize Theron is there to help Doctor Strange deal with this villainous team up. So that's the theory for Doctor Strange 3, and why it would be coming out before Avengers Kang Dynasty. It's to kind of lead into that film through using the Doctor Strange variants and the potential that our Doctor Strange could be as evil as they were. So what do you guys' thoughts are about that?
It sounds interesting, and it sounds like a good place to establish some emotional connection with the audience in Kang. I just think that is too smart for Marvel right now. So I'm
really?
Yeah, and that's way too smart.
So they're not gonna do it, or they're gonna do it in a way that's kind of.
I think they're gonna either butcher it, or they're just not gonna do it. They're gonna do a much simpler story.
Okay. This is going to be another one of the Okie Doke for your list for next year.
You're gonna have to do a whole nother tournament just off of
for Phase 5.
That's easy.
It's gonna be empty promise.
Really, no hope. Like really, like nothing.
I mean, they've heard us. They've heard us, Rinaldi.
So then, what's Kang gonna do? He's just gonna be a generic, like,
just
I'm gonna
be
rule
Jonathan
the multiverse.
Majors. That's what he's gonna do.
He's gonna watch this. This is what.
Oh my god!
Oh, what?
That's what's gonna happen in Kang Dynasty.
That's all right. So I got my news today from the Direct. I don't know if you can call it news, but they ranked the 15 most powerful MCU characters after Phase 4. I don't know why they chose the number 15, but we're just going to go through it and let me know your thoughts.
Oh no.
So,
Oh, no.
sitting
I
at
already
number.
feel like where this is going.
Ready,
I'm bringing a
guys?
list next week because I saw a funny list. But I want to hear
Perfect.
this one though. I want to hear this one.
Okay. At number 15, we have Hela.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
I know. I feel like that's kind of high up, but whatever. Number 14, we have Surtur.
What?
Yeah, that makes sense.
13,
Oh yeah. I guess so. Sorry.
Number 13, we have our king, Odin.
Okay.
12,
Okay.
Dormammu.
Okay.
Okay.
11, The Watcher from the What If series, season 1.
Mm-hmm.
At number 10, Strange Supreme, another What If character.
Hmm.
Number 9, Ego. Number 8, Arishem. Which, I mean, I guess.
I guess.
Number 7, Thanos. Which,
Okay. Interesting.
Wait.
Wait.
At
I don't
I know.
7, huh?
I
With
do
the
not
Scar-
agree.
Guess who's number 6? The
Oh, no.
Scarlet Witch.
Okay. See
Okay,
what
Which
did
is
we say? Okay. Anyways.
Yep.
Okay.
5, Infinity Ultron.
Okay.
Again, from the What If series. Which I feel like is valid. Number 4, Kang the Conqueror.
Hmm.
3, Eliath from the Loki series.
What?
Wait. Okay. No, keep going. Sorry. I'm sorry.
Number 2, He Who Remains. And at number 1, the
Oh, boy.
coveted spot, Eternity.
Okay.
Well,
Okay.
okay, all right. So wait. Again, this was 15 of the strongest after phase. What was it again? I'm
Strongest
sorry.
characters
Yeah.
of Phase 4 or after Phase 4.
It was very worded strange, but the article is 15 most powerful of the MCU's character after Phase 4. So it seemed like they just made a list, quite
Yeah.
honestly, but after Phase 4.
I agree with that list mostly, except for Thanos. Thanos should be lower on that list.
Yeah. Much lower.
He should be much lower.
Mhm.
Even with the
Yeah.
Infinity Stones, he should be much lower.
Right. Yeah, because because when you were reading this list, I'm like, okay, is this just a general list of 15 people that are strong, or are you actually putting it in order? Because I don't know if I agree with that. And Thanos is like Rob was saying, that was one of my biggest issues too. I'm like, I don't know about that, bro.
Like
also
Thanos,
feel
like Thanos is defeating Surtur.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You know,
Not without an
Thanos.
army.
Thanos is defeating Odin.
or even I mean, can he? Do you guys think he could defeat Ego? I mean, that's a little bit.
No.
You know,
Yeah.
like
No, he's a Celestial. How is he defeating a Celestial?
you know what I'm saying? So yeah, that whole thing, he probably should have been like at the bottom. Yeah.
Like the only.
I mean,
reason why-
technically, he's half
Top 5.
deviant or half eternal, though.
That's true. That's true.
But
We're
I don't
talking
think
about-
any of the Eternals could mess with Arishem.
No,
I mean,
no,
the Arishem
like-
kidnapped 3 of
No.
them.
Right.
Paperboy was like, "Wait, I could explain." Like he didn't put up no plan against Arishem.
Snatched them up. Yeah, snatched them all up. Though all those that were remaining, he snatched them up at the end. Like, what do you mean? So I don't know about that.
That the list is weird. Again, I agree with a good chunk of it, but there's some that are like,
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out why Odin's on the list, honestly.
No, Odin makes sense.
That's based on history. I mean, based on what we saw in the movies, he was kind of like.
Oh no, he's
He
It was
was
like
just in the Odin
Tom
suit.
Brady's last year in the NFL. That's basically.
my man is Odin
Yeah.
tired.
That was Odin.
You know how he goes?
Odin
to
tired.
sleep? He's Odin tired.
Odin retired.
Yeah.
Odin tired.
Yeah, he
I
was
in
all
Odin
here
sleep.
struggling to get up off his throne. Like that was not strength wear.
Frigga probably thought about divorcing him. He's like, "When are you gonna
Right.
stop this?" He's like, "No, I must keep fighting for Asgard."
I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on Thanos. How is Thanos defeating Dormammu? And I mean, like, like
you're
how?
right. This is
How is
legit.
he actually?
Yes.
Because like even Doctor Strange with the Time Stone, yes, some could say he defeated Dormammu, but he just
He
put Dormammu
really
in a
just-
loop.
He just
Yep.
outsmarted Dormammu. He didn't
Yeah, that's
actually
it.
like
He
kill
didn't
Right.
him.
He
defeat him.
didn't defeat him. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, I don't know. When I think of like who's stronger than who, I mean like power for power, pound for pound,
Mm-hmm.
who's gonna win in a fight. That's what I think.
Mhm. Yeah.
Where would
And
you place him then?
Who's number 13?
Number 13, we have Odin.
Who's number 14?
It was
Hela. Yeah, Hela.
Surtur.
Surtur or Hela?
Oh wait,
Oh, sorry, no, you're right. Surtur's
Okay,
14.
Surtur.
he's literally at the bottom of this list.
He's at the bottom of this list.
Because I don't think he's putting pause on Hela either. Like he's just
No.
I don't think there's
No.
anyone
Yeah.
on this
He's
list that
15. I put him
he's
at 15.
literally
I
at
would
the
put him
bottom.
at if you're keeping everybody on this list, he's number 16. Yeah.
Oh
'Cause,
yeah,
like,
yeah, that makes sense. Yeah,
I'm sorry, like I think we hold Thanos to such a high thing because of the buildup that, and it's a great
Yep.
job. Like, I'm not knocking that at all.
yeah, the character is great. It's the power.
Yeah, I hate how Marvel has like downgraded him ever since Endgame, right? They
Yeah.
tried to make him laughable and whatever, just easy to beat now. But
I can read their justification on why he's number 7.
okay, yeah, why?
Yeah.
They wrote, with how Thanos was able to take on all the Avengers using the Infinity Gauntlet, go toe-to-toe with the Hulk without taking advantage of the stones, and wipe out half of all the life in the universe, surviving the damaging effects of the stones, it's easy to see why he belongs so high on this list. The Mad Titan demonstrates himself to be truly formidable, even without the stones, only becoming more of a threat with them. Granted, when weakened by the stones, he went down without much of a fight, but the prime Thanos, to the full might of the dozen of heroes, a major sacrifice to beat.
But you know who else almost defeated the Avengers, or like some of the Avengers, is Hela. Thor couldn't even beat Hela.
Yeah. Hulk couldn't
Yeah.
touch her. Valkyrie
Yeah.
couldn't touch her.
Yeah.
It was like,
it
if
was
we're going
literally
off this
Surtur
logic-
had to come up and destroy
Right.
her along with Asgard.
Yeah.
So like, just
Also-
because he manhandled all the Avengers, like, I don't know, like, and they
Yeah.
weren't even prepared for him when they
No.
lost. They were not at all prepared for him. So
Yeah. It's also interesting because I know Wanda or Scarlet Witch is number 6, but they literally mention how Wanda was able to kind of go toe to toe with Thanos, and she almost killed him, but
Yeah.
because the
And she
ships
defeated him.
basically stopped her. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for that, she would have killed him, and maybe he would have gone higher up on the list because of that. But
Mhm.
they have him at
He's
number
already-
I
7.
think Wanda
already
needs to
too
go
high.
higher on that list, if you ask
Yes.
me.
Wait, who's
agreed.
Wanda
five?
needs, who's number 5?
Number 5 is Infinity Ultron.
And
The
who's
problem with
number 4?
Infinity
Wait, who's
Ultron
number
is he
4?
had the Infinity Stones. That's the thing.
Mhm.
That's true. That's true.
It's kinda-
Who yeah, that's a great point. Who's number 4?
Kang the Conqueror.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
Nah, I think you should move her past those two.
Number 3 is Eliath.
I think she could. You know what? But I don't know. I
should-
don't even know why Eliath is. I mean, I get why Eliath is on the list, but I just don't. I don't even know.
Eliath is kind
it
of
should-
weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why Eliath is very specific to like the timeline, like
Yep,
okay,
the
like
TVA.
erasing people from existence kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't know. That's our comic book movie news. If you haven't done so already, do us a favor and please like and subscribe to this channel and this video, and leave a comment on your favorite news that you got a chance to listen to, which one you feel the most strongly about. And check us back next time. Until then, catch you guys later.
Come on, man! Really, we supposed to play patty cake with vampires?